Jason Momoa finally breaks his silence after divorce in emotional reveal, opening up like never before about heartbreak, healing, and what really happened behind the scenes. Fans have waited months for answers, and now, Jason's raw and honest words are shaking up everything we thought we knew. Get ready to hear the side of the story that's been kept quiet until now. Jason Momoa's silence after his divorce shocked more than just his fans. It stirred a whirlwind of questions no one saw coming. For months, the usually outspoken star vanished from the public eye, leaving social media buzzing and tabloids hungry for answers. Why was he silent? What was really going on behind the scenes of this seemingly unbreakable Hollywood couple? After years of being one of the most admired duos, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet's split wasn't just a headline. It was a rupture that left everyone wondering about the man behind the tough exterior. This wasn't just any breakup. Jason and Lisa's relationship was iconic. More than a decade together, a love story admired for its authenticity and deep bond. They were known for breaking the mold of typical celebrity couples, raising their family in private, but always exuding warmth and strength in public appearances. So when news broke that they were going their separate ways, the shock was real. Fans couldn't believe it, and the media was quick to jump in with wild theories and rumors. But Jason, he didn't say a word. Unlike the usual celebrity storms where statements, interviews, and social media posts fly fast, Momoa chose silence. No lengthy Instagram posts, no emotional interviews, no explanations, just quiet. That silence became a loud statement in itself, creating a void filled with speculation and curiosity. It was almost as if he was guarding something deeper, something raw. The pressure must have been immense. Being a public figure means your private life becomes public property, often dissected in cruel detail. And after the split, the spotlight was harsher than ever. Fans and critics alike speculated wildly. Was he struggling? Was there anger or regret? Or was he simply taking time to heal away from the cameras? The truth felt hidden behind a mask, and everyone was desperate to see what was really going on beneath. And then, after months of waiting, that silence was finally broken. But Jason's reveal wasn't just a statement. It was an emotional revelation that painted a picture far more complex than anyone expected. His words didn't just explain the split. They exposed vulnerability, growth, and a side of the star no one had seen before. This wasn't about damage control or a public relations stunt. This was real, raw, and deeply personal. But that wasn't the whole story. What Jason shared next would shock everyone, changing the narrative and the way fans viewed him forever. When news broke that Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet were officially divorcing, the shockwaves rippled through Hollywood and across fan communities worldwide. This wasn't just another celebrity split. It felt like an earthquake. For years, their relationship had been seen as one of the few rock-solid loves in Tinseltown, a rare example of authenticity and devotion amid the chaos of fame. Suddenly, that image was shattered, and people were left grappling with how this beloved couple could part ways after so much time together. The announcement came quietly, without the typical fanfare or dramatic statements. Both Jason and Lisa confirmed the news in understated, respectful messages, but the silence that followed spoke volumes. The world wasn't prepared for the reality behind those few words. Fans flooded social media, posting tributes, sharing heartbreak, and expressing disbelief. Many simply couldn't accept that the pair would share so many public moments, co-parenting their children, supporting each other's careers, and championing causes, were now choosing separate paths. Behind the headlines, the questions multiplied. What led to the split? Was it gradual or a sudden fracture? The couple had always maintained a degree of privacy, keeping the most intimate details out of the spotlight. But the intense curiosity of fans and media meant that rumors began to swirl rapidly. Some claimed there had been long-standing issues behind the scenes. Others suggested that the pressures of fame finally took their toll. The truth, as often happens, was likely somewhere in between. Still, the respect they showed toward each other caught many off guard. There was no bitter back and forth or public blame. Instead, both Jason and Lisa seemed committed to protecting their family, especially their two children. This mature approach defied typical Hollywood splits and earned them praise for handling the situation with grace. But it also added to the mystery. If there was no drama, then why did the marriage end? The The divide between public perception and private reality created a tension that made everyone want answers. Jason Momoa's absence from social media and public statements only deepened the intrigue. Was a fiery, outspoken star who had once filled screens with charisma and confidence. Fans waited, some hopeful for a heartfelt explanation, others simply anxious to know if their hero was okay. In the month that followed, every rare glimpse or cryptic post sparked speculation. Jason's silence was almost deafening in its intensity, making the eventual reveal even more anticipated. When he finally broke that silence, it wasn't just about the divorce. It was about showing a side of himself that few had ever seen. And what he shared next wasn't just a story of heartbreak, but a journey of healing and transformation. And what happened next would shock everyone. Jason Momoa's silence after the divorce wasn't just a pause. It was a message in itself. In an industry where celebrities often rush to explain or defend themselves, his choice to stay quiet raised eyebrows and fueled speculation like wildfire. Months passed with no interviews, no social media posts addressing the split, just an absence that spoke louder than words. It was clear Jason was retreating, but not out of avoidance. Something deeper was unfolding. That silence became a shield, a way to protect not only his own emotions, but also the delicate balance of his family's private life. Fans who followed his social media noticed a change. His once lively and playful online presence became sparse, almost reflective. It was as if Jason was pulling back from the spotlight to face something profoundly personal, away from the glare of cameras and headlines. Speculation took many forms. Some believed he was struggling emotionally, wrestling with grief and loss in a way that couldn't be captured by a simple statement. Others thought he might be reconsidering his public image, try to redefine himself beyond the roles and the persona the world had come to know. The truth? It was likely both. Behind that silence lay a complex process of understanding, acceptance, and growth. Momoa's quietude also fueled rumors, whispers of new relationships, whispers of regret, whispers of a man wrestling with the cost of fame. The internet became a breeding ground for theories, but none had the full story. And through it all, Jason remained steadfastly silent, refusing to feed the gossip or fan the flames of speculation. This silence wasn't about hiding. It was about listening to himself, to his family, and to the painful reality of change. For someone who has always been seen as larger than life, a warrior on screen, a gentle giant off it, this retreat into silence showed an unexpected vulnerability. It hinted at a man who needed time to heal, to figure out who he was beyond the marriage and the public image. When Jason finally spoke, his words carried the weight of months spent in quiet reflection. His emotional reveal wasn't just about addressing divorce. It was about sharing a deeply human experience of loss, growth, and a difficult journey toward healing. This moment gave fans a glimpse of the side of Jason Momoa that was raw and real, breaking through the silence that had kept everyone guessing. But his story didn't end there. What came next revealed even more about the challenges he faced and the hope he found on the other side. After months of silence, Jason Momoa finally broke his quiet in a rare, deeply personal interview that left fans stunned. It wasn't the polished, PR-controlled statement people expected. It was honest, raw, and surprisingly vulnerable. For someone known for his towering presence and confident charm, this glimpse behind the curtain showed a man wrestling with heartbreak, growth, and a new understanding of himself. In the interview, Jason didn't just talk about the divorce. He spoke about the weight of losing a relationship that had defined much of his life, the pain of change, and the challenge of embracing uncertainty. He admitted that the split was one of the hardest things he had ever faced, something that shook him to his core. But instead of hiding that pain, he openly shared it, offering a side of himself rarely seen by the public. What stood out most was his refusal to frame the divorce as a failure. Instead, Jason spoke about transformation. He described how the end of their marriage forced him to confront parts of himself he had long ignored, his fears, his vulnerabilities, and the need to grow beyond his past. This wasn't just a story of loss. It was a story of evolution, of becoming someone new while carrying the lessons of what had come before. He also touched on the importance of family, emphasizing how much he wanted to protect his children from the fallout and keep their lives as normal as possible. That fierce love was a consistent thread throughout the interview, reminding viewers that beneath the Hollywood spotlight was a devoted father trying to navigate a difficult path. Jason's tone was different, softer, reflective, and infused with a quiet strength that felt authentic rather than rehearsed. He shared moments of doubt and confusion, but also glimpses of hope, signaling that healing was underway. Fans watching felt they were witnessing a turning point, a man moving from heartbreak toward a new chapter. This candidness changed the public conversation. Suddenly, Jason wasn't just an action star or celebrity. He was someone relatable, grappling with struggles anyone might face. The emotional honesty made the story more than gossip. It made a human. But even as Jason opened up, the story was far from over. Rumors and questions about what came next for him kept swirling, and that's where the mystery deepened. And what happened next would surprise many. Jason Momoa's emotional reveal was more than just a confession. It was a powerful window into the complicated process of heartbreak and healing. In his rare interview, he spoke not just about the pain of losing Lisa Bonet, but about the hard truths he faced in the aftermath. What made his words resonate wasn't just a sadness. It was a raw honesty about what it really takes to pick up the pieces and move forward. Jason admitted that healing isn't a straight line. It's messy, unpredictable, and filled with moments of doubt. He described days when the weight of the split felt unbearable, and nights when questions about the future kept him awake. For a man often seen as larger than life, these moments of vulnerability were striking, and a reminder that no one is immune to the difficulties of love lost. But amid the darkness, Jason found unexpected light. He talked about how the experience forced him to reevaluate what mattered most: family, self-care, and authenticity. Instead of running from the pain, he learned to face it head-on, using it as a catalyst for growth. His words suggested a deep internal shift, a move from survival to transformation. He also revealed how this journey made him confront his own flaws and mistakes, something he had rarely done so publicly before. There was no blame or bitterness, just acceptance and a desire to do better, to be better. This self-awareness added a layer of depth to the story, showing a man willing to evolve rather than stay stuck in the past. Jason's commitment to healing extended beyond himself. He emphasized how important it was to create a stable, loving environment for his children. This protective instinct gave fans a glimpse into his priorities, highlighting that, despite everything, family remained his anchor. What's clear is that Jason's reveal wasn't about looking back with regret. It was about facing hard truths and choosing to grow. This honesty struck a chord with fans worldwide, many of whom saw reflections of their own struggles in his story. But even as Jason embraced healing, rumors about what came next began to swirl. New relationships, fresh starts, and the possibility of reconciliation. The public was eager to see which path he would take. And the next chapter held surprises nobody expected. Following Jason Momoa's emotional reveal, the rumor mill went into overdrive. Fans and media alike started speculating. Was there a chance for reconciliation with Lisa Bonet? Or was Jason ready to turn the page and embrace a brand new chapter in his life? The tension between hope and change kept everyone on edge, eager for any hint of what might come next. Some insiders whispered about late-night conversations between Jason and Lisa, suggesting that the bond they shared might not be completely broken. After all, a decade-long relationship, especially one that included raising children together, doesn't simply vanish overnight. Could there be unfinished business? Was there room for healing their partnership, or was it too far gone? At the same time, other reports hinted at Jason exploring new connections, potential relationships that would signal he was moving on, stepping out of the shadows of his past love. Whether these rumors were grounded in truth or fueled by hopeful fans, they added a layer of intrigue and uncertainty to the story. Every public appearance, every social media post, was scrutinized for clues. What's undeniable is that Jason seemed to be at a crossroads. His interview revealed a man ready for change, but also respectful of what had come before. That delicate balance between honoring the past and embracing the future made his story feel deeply human. It's a reminder that life after a breakup isn't always black and white. It's filled with gray areas, second chances, and unexpected twists. Jason himself stayed mostly quiet on this front, neither confirming nor denying the rumors. Instead, he focused on his family, his work, and his own growth. That silence kept fans guessing, and the speculation alive. This phase of Jason's journey was about more than just romance. It was about rediscovery. Who was he without the relationship that had defined so much of his identity? What new paths could he carve for himself? And as Jason explored these questions, the world watched closely, waiting for the next reveal. But there was still more beneath the surface. Something fans didn't yet know. After the emotional storm of divorce and months of speculation, Jason Momoa began a quieter, more introspective chapter. One centered on reinventing himself beyond the flashing lights and red carpets. This wasn't about escaping fame, but redefining what fame meant to him. The star who once seemed inseparable from his public image started to reshape his identity in surprising ways. Jason spoke about shedding old expectations, both from the industry and himself. The roles he had played, the persona he crafted, they no longer felt enough. This moment wasn't about chasing fame or clinging to past glory, but about finding deeper purpose. Fans noticed changes. Less flashy appearances, more time spent in nature, and a growing passion for causes close to his heart. He also talked about reconnecting with his roots, embracing the cultures that shaped him, and grounding himself in spirituality and community. This return to core values was a way to heal wounds and build strength from within. It was as if Jason was peeling back layers of celebrity to reveal a more authentic self beneath. This reinvention wasn't just personal. It showed in his professional choices. He began selecting roles that aligned with his new vision, focusing on projects with meaning rather than just box office appeal. It was a bold move in an industry that often values marketability over authenticity. Jason's openness about this transformation resonated widely. Fans saw him not just as a heartthrob or action star, but as a man committed to growth, honesty, and purpose. It added a new dimension to his story, one filled with hope, resilience, and a refusal to be defined by pain or past mistakes. But while Jason was finding himself anew, the public's curiosity about his family life and relationship with Lisa Bonet remained intense. The story wasn't finished yet. What happened behind closed doors would soon surface, revealing complexities that no one expected. While headlines fixated on the drama of Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet's divorce, a quieter, more powerful story was unfolding behind closed doors. Despite the end of their marriage, their commitment to co-parenting and preserving family unity remained steadfast, an aspect rarely seen or discussed in celebrity breakups. This part of Jason's journey revealed a man balancing heartbreak with responsibility, love, and hope for the future of his children. Jason and Lisa's approach to parenting after the split was mature and deeply respectful. Both agreed that shielding their kids from the chaos of public speculation was paramount. Fans caught glimpses of this through rare, warm moments shared on social media, showing the pair putting their children's needs first. This wasn't about the past or the pain. It was about building a safe, nurturing environment despite changed circumstances. Jason spoke openly about how fatherhood grounded him during this turbulent time. His children became his anchor, offering both comfort and motivation to keep moving forward. He often reflected on the lessons they taught him about unconditional love, patience, and resilience. These insights shaped his healing process, fueling his determination to be the best dad possible. The duo's co-parenting arrangement wasn't without challenges. Navigating schedules, emotions, and the realities of two separate households required effort and communication. But Jason and Lisa's ability to maintain a united front for their family's sake earned them admiration from fans and peers alike. It was a reminder that even in pain, love and respect can endure. This private side of the story, one of strength, compromise, and hope, added a new layer of depth to Jason's public narrative. It showed that beneath the headlines and rumors, the true story was about family and the bonds that hold even when everything else shifts. Still, questions lingered about Jason's personal life beyond co-parenting. Fans were eager to know if new romances or life changes were on the horizon. And what came next surprised everyone. After months of intense speculation about Jason Momoa's love life post-divorce, the truth finally began to surface, though not quite in the way many expected. Fans eagerly scanned social media and gossip columns, hungry for confirmation of new romances or dramatic turnarounds. But Jason's story was more complex, rooted in self-discovery rather than headline-grabbing relationships. Whispers of potential new partners floated around, but Jason remained mostly private, neither confirming nor denying. Instead, he focused on rebuilding his own foundation. This wasn't about rushing into something new, but about understanding who he was as a single man, father, and artist. His rare public appearances radiated a calm confidence, a sign he was embracing this new chapter on his own terms. Interestingly, some close sources revealed that Jason prioritized friendship and emotional connection over the pressure to jump into a new relationship. He sought authenticity and depth, qualities he learned to value even more deeply after his split with Lisa Bonet. This approach surprised some fans used Hollywood whirlwind romances, but resonated with many who saw it as a mature, grounded perspective. While romance rumors captured attention, Jason's real transformation was happening beneath the surface. He threw himself into creative projects and advocacy work, channeling energy into passions that defined him beyond his personal life. His growing involvement in environmental causes, indigenous rights, and community work added new meaning to his public image. This phase was about healing growth and redefining happiness on his own terms, not about headlines or tabloid drama. For Jason Momoa, the post-divorce era wasn't crisis. It was a rebirth. But even with this positive shift, some shadows remained. Questions about the long-term impact of the split and whether reconciliation was ever truly off the table. And what Jason revealed next added a surprising twist. Jason Momoa's story after his divorce isn't just about an ending. It's about a remarkable beginning. Through silence, heartbreak, and emotional reckoning, he has emerged not just as a star, but as a man transformed. What makes his journey so compelling isn't just the drama of a high-profile breakup. It's the humanity behind it. Jason's emotional reveal was a turning point, showing the world that vulnerability and strength can coexist. His commitment to healing, to family, and to personal growth offers a powerful message. Sometimes the hardest moments lead to the most profound changes. Despite rumors and speculation, Jason chose a path that prioritized authenticity over fame, love over headlines, and healing over hurt. His reinvention as a father, artist, and advocate paints a picture of resilience that resonates far beyond Hollywood. Yet, perhaps the most surprising element is the hope he holds, not just for himself but for the future of his relationship with Lisa Bonet. While the split was painful, it wasn't bitter. Jason's words hinted at forgiveness, understanding, and maybe even a new kind of partnership evolving from the ashes of the old. This story is far from over. Jason Momoa's journey reminds us that life after loss can be filled with unexpected light. It challenges us to rethink what it means to break apart and come back stronger, not despite our pain, but because of it. For fans, it's a reminder that behind the fame and the headlines, there's a human story worth listening to. One filled with courage, honesty, and a relentless pursuit of truth. Jason's silence is broken, and with it, a new chapter begins. One that promises growth, hope, and maybe, just maybe, a second chance at happiness. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as powerful as we did, don't forget to like and subscribe for more exclusive updates and deep dives into the lives of your favorite stars. Hit the bell so you never miss a moment. See you next time